Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Topical English Vocabulary with me, Teacher Tiffani. In this week's episode, I am going to teach you 5 new English vocabulary words all about crime. I know, it's a serious topic that you need to be able to speak about with confidence and to be able to speak fluently. No matter where you are or who you're with, you need to be able to speak about this topic like a native English speaker. And that's what this lesson is going to do for you. So, are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. We're going to get started with our very first English vocabulary word related to this topic. The very first word that I want us to look at is perpetrator. Good. Again, perpetrator. Excellent. Now, this term perpetrator literally just refers to a person who commits a crime or wrongdoing. The person who committed the crime, the person who did the wrong thing, this person is called the perpetrator. Hey, he did it. He's guilty. He's the perpetrator. He's the one who committed the crime. You got it? Yes, the perpetrator. So check out these example sentences using this term. The very first one, the police are still searching for the perpetrator of the robbery. They're looking for the criminal. They're looking for the individual who committed the crime. Next, we have this sentence. Witnesses were unable to identify the perpetrator of the hit and run accident. And finally, sentence number 3. The perpetrator was caught on surveillance camera fleeing the scene of the crime. You got it? Excellent. So remember, perpetrator refers to the person who actually commits a crime. In English, once again, we call this individual a perpetrator. Good job. All right, now let's move on to the second vocabulary word. The second vocabulary word after me is alibi. Good. Again, alibi. Excellent. Now, this term alibi, it literally just refers to a claim or piece of evidence that one was elsewhere when an alleged act took place, typically used to defend oneself in a criminal trial. Hey, listen, I wasn't even there. I wasn't involved. I was actually 30 miles down the road. This is my alibi. Listen, this is the evidence. I wasn't there. It could not have been me. I can't be the perpetrator because I was somewhere else. Again, alibi, a claim or piece of evidence that one was elsewhere, that you were not in the vicinity of where the crime actually occurred. Make sense? Yes. All right. Let's move on to our example sentences. Here's the first example sentence. The suspect provided a solid alibi, proving he was out of town during the time of the crime. Next, her alibi fell apart when witnesses testified seeing her at the scene of the crime. And finally, the defense attorney presented multiple alibis to support her client's innocence. You got it? Yes. So again, our second vocabulary word, remember we're speaking about crime, our second vocabulary word is alibi. Good. And what was the first word again? Great memory. Yes. The first word, perpetrator. Good job. All right. Let's move on now to number 3. Number 3 after me is conspiracy. Good. Again, conspiracy. Excellent. Now, this term conspiracy literally just refers to a secret plan by a group of people to do something unlawful or harmful. They have a plan to do something illegal, something that can harm others, something that will not be according to the law. Conspiracy. For example, there are many conspiracies to attack presidents. There are many conspiracies to attack governors or people in power. Conspiracy, once again, a secret plan by a group of people to do something unlawful or harmful. Make sense? Yes. All right. Let's check out now the example sentences. Here's the first example sentence. The gang members were arrested for a conspiracy to commit a series of bank robberies. Next, the conspiracy unraveled when one of the members turned informant. And finally, the politician was accused of being involved in a conspiracy to rig the election. You got it? Excellent. So once again, number 3 after me, conspiracy. Good. All right. What was number 1? Let's go all the way back to the beginning. What's number 1? Yes, perpetrator. Good. What's number 2? Excellent. Number 2, we had alibi. And what was number 3 again? Yes, number 3, conspiracy. Excellent. All right. Now let's move on to number 4. Number 4 after me is motive. Good. Again, motive. Excellent. When you say it quickly, it's motive, okay? Here is the definition of this term. The definition is simply a reason for doing something, especially one that is hidden or not obvious. What is your motive? What was your motive? Why did you do that? What is the reason for your action? Why did that criminal decide to harm that person? Or why did that individual, that perpetrator, decide to break the law? What was her motive? What was his motive, his reason? You got it? Excellent. All right. So let's check out these example sentences. Here's the first example sentence. The detective sought to uncover the motive behind the murder. Next, sentence number 2. Without a clear motive, the jury struggled to reach a verdict. And finally, number 3. Greed was believed to be the motive behind the embezzlement scheme. You got it? Excellent. All right. So once again, number 4 after me, motive. Good. Now, what was number 1? Oh, yeah. Good memory. Number 1 after me, perpetrator. Good. Number 2? Yes, alibi. Number 3. Excellent. Number 3, we have conspiracy. And number 4? Good job. Number 4 is motive. Excellent. All right. Now we're going to move on to number 5, our 5th vocabulary word. Again, speaking about the topic of crime. Now, don't forget, everything that I'm teaching you actually comes from the Daily English Vocabulary email newsletter. You can join for free, put your email address in, and from Sunday to Friday, I'll send you an email. Go to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com. So, our 5th vocabulary word is accomplice. Good. Again, accomplice. Excellent. Now, this term accomplice literally just refers to a person who helps another commit a crime. What's the key word? A person who helps. So someone is committing a crime and they have a friend who either helps them with a getaway car or helps them with an alibi. This is an accomplice. Once again, a person who helps another commit a crime. Hey, maybe they did something actually to harm someone as well. Accomplice. Now, let's check out these example sentences. Here we go. The driver of the getaway car was arrested as an accomplice to the bank robbery. Next, she was charged as an accomplice after providing false alibis for her partner in crime. And finally, the police offered a plea deal in exchange for information leading to the capture of the accomplice. You got it? Yes. So once again, number 5 after me, accomplice. Good job. All right, we've had 5 vocabulary words. What was the first vocabulary word again? Ooh, great memory. Perpetrator. Excellent. Number 2? Yes, alibi. Number 3? Excellent. Number 3 is conspiracy. Number 4? Yes, number 4 is motive or motive. Excellent. And number 5. Woo, great memory. Accomplice. Excellent job. Now we have these 5 English vocabulary words that speak about crime. Now it's time for us to look at a paragraph about crime that utilizes each of the vocabulary words. I want you to listen very carefully and recognize the words as I say them. Listen closely as I read the paragraph. Here we go. Unraveling the truth behind a crime often involves piecing together a complex puzzle. Investigators work tirelessly to identify the perpetrator. Then, they search for accomplices, those who aided or abetted the crime in some way. Determining the motive is the next crucial part. Was it a crime of passion, a desperate act for financial gain, or perhaps part of a larger conspiracy involving multiple people? In the end, a suspect's alibi can be a powerful piece of evidence, either solidifying their innocence or casting further doubt. Now, in this one paragraph, we were able to see how the words were used. We saw, for example, perpetrator, then accomplices, motive, conspiracy, and alibi. Each of the words that you learned during our lesson today were found in that one paragraph. My friend, I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. I hope you used each of these vocabulary words at least one time today. Don't forget to sign up for the free email newsletter by going to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com, and I will talk to you in the next lesson.